When I'm back in Western Pennsylvania, I am absolutely going to encounter people that are depending on SNAP. And if they ask me, it's like, this is an empty card. I've got 3 kids to feed. Why? What? I don't have an answer other than, we failed. We have failed. And it's like, that is like, I mean, like, that's appalling. That's appalling. Brett, we're not allowed to just open this up. I mean, then our party has bigger problems than I thought we might have already. It's like, that's not controversial. Pay everybody. And you have our workers here borrowed over $350 million to pay their own bills. Like, it's a failure. And like I said, to all of the viewers, I'm apologizing that we can't even get our shit together and just open up our government.
Schumer said this gets better politically every day for Democrats. What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, ask the hungry people on Saturday. It's like, that's the thing.
Yeah, brother. Oh, buddy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. He is done with the Democrat Party. He is done with Schumer. Yeah, Senator Hoodie. Brother Hoodie. Senator Hoodie. And he got that hoodie on. Don't forget, he has the hoodie on.
Americans are not leveraged. This is not some shitty game show about who's winning or whatever. It's just like we have to be better than this and just open this up. And I do, talk to any number of Republicans who they agree that we have this conversation.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
So what are you hearing back home about SNAP expiring on Saturday?
I'm saying that I will witness it firsthand.
Oh boy.
My wife, Giselle, she develops the free store in our community, and it distributes food 3 times a week. And her lines have already got longer. And now I will encounter people that have no SNAP benefits starting on Saturday, and I don't have an explanation for them. All I could say is, I'm sorry. It's an absolute failure what occurred here for the last month, and now things are really going to land. And imagine being a parent with a couple kids and how you're going to fill their refrigerator and pack their lunches and get on with their lives when the things that they've depended on now is gone because we can't even agree to just open things up.
Democrats say, why not just pass a bill on SNAP and leave it at that? Is that the right approach?
Well, I'm saying it's like, why can't we pay those officers? It's the world's biggest lethal military in the world has relied on a donor to pay our service members last week. I mean, that's a disgrace. I mean, what kind of message does that send to the world right now? And that's the point. I promise you, there's no hungry people in my state or in this nation that's going to be like, well, who's going to blink or who's winning and all this other things. We have to find a way forward. And I do fundamentally believe there would be a conversation to extend those tax credit to make insurance more affordable in my state and across this nation. But to put that in context, you have 2 million people on SNAP in my state, and over 400,000 are receiving those kind of tax credits. So it's a loser for America, and now these lives are really, really going to be impacted. And I mean, for a Democrat, I can't imagine a more sacred part of who we fight for is people that depend on SNAP to feed themselves. I mean, if for a Democrat, we're not allowed to just open this up, I mean, then our party has bigger problems than I thought we might have already. It's like, that's not controversial. Pay everybody. And you have our workers here borrowed over $1/3 billion to pay their own bills. Like, it's a failure. And like I said, to all of the viewers, I'm apologizing that we can't even get our together and just open up our government.
Schumer said this gets better politically every day for Democrats. What do you say to that?
Term
Well,
limits.
ask the hungry people on Saturday. You know, it's like, that's the thing. You know, Americans.
IQ tests, term limits, handcuffs with these politicians. The hell with Chuck Schumer, with these Democrats. IQ tests, term limits, handcuffs.
Not leverage. This is not some game show about who's winning or whatever. It's just like we have to be better than this and just open this up. And I do, talk to any number of Republicans who they agree that we have this conversation about extending these tax credits.
Do you think the elections next week are going to change anything here? Do you think it'll make it harder? Or do you think the elections next week are going to change the dynamics up here?
I don't. But I would be the kinds of pressure that will begin to bear next week. And what is that pressure? That pressure is Americans not able to feed themselves. You know, kids in Head Start, WIC, all of these things. That's my point. I mean, this is just no way. This is no way to continue, and it's not sustainable. And like I said, I've said this from the beginning. It's like it's a loser, and the biggest loser are Americans in the middle of this mess.
Well, I think it's a shame that it's shut down because we have the greatest economy, as you were saying before. We have the greatest economy in the world right now, by far, the United States. We have almost 18, now it was 17, now it's $18 trillion being poured into our country, and it's no time for shutdowns. I don't think it's affecting what we're doing, but it's too bad for a lot of people. We have a lot of good people that aren't working right now that should be, and it's because the Democrats want to try and renegotiate a deal that they had negotiated. They want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health care of citizens of our country that have been paying into it, that have been working hard for it, that really deserve it. So
1.5.
we're never going to do that. It's not going to happen. And I will tell you, there are a lot of good Democrats that really want to make a deal. And I think all we need is 5 Democrats because we have a great support on the Republican side. So I think we need 5 Democrats, and there are a lot of them that want to make a deal. So I think at some point, common sense will prevail.
Skyrocket. Now, here is our very simple proposal to the Democrats. Let's sit down and come to a compromise and work it out. And you know what the Democrats' response to that is? Give us everything we want, or we're going to shut down the government and keep it shut down. That is not reasonable behavior. That's not how you do compromise in this town. That is the way that the Democrats have operated. They are trying to take a hostage, and we can't reward that behavior. If we do that, if we say, yes, of course, we'll give you everything that you want if you reopen the government, you know what's going to happen? In 3 months, they're going to come back to the administration, and they're again going to say, we're going to shut down the aviation industry. We're going to deny people SNAP benefits unless you give us exactly what you want. That's how a child behaves. That is not how a responsible governing party behaves in the United States of America. And let me make one final point, and then we'll cut out of this press conference. Look, I've been a little bit unfair, and I want to correct this, because when I say the Democrats have shut down the government, it's actually the far left side of the Democratic Party. Because
is it time for Trump? I mean, he could be the person that just says, okay, let's get this done.
Well, how many Democrats have voted for the CR? It was good enough for them to vote on in March, and now something has changed, and they're not willing to vote on the same CR that they were once willing to support. And I think it's pretty clear that it's Schumer and a lot of Democrats who are bowing to the left flank of their party, people who want to see movement and want to see action. And their whole framework for why they should do this is really flawed. As Obama said, elections have consequences, and they basically want to undo the rightfully passed big, beautiful bill that the Republicans signed into law. That is what this whole effort that they are making. And yes, it's about health care, but there's also all kinds of pork actually that is in this bill. There's $3.9 million for LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Balkans, $13.4 million for civic engagements in Zimbabwe, $2.9 million for desert locust relocation in Africa. And they're the ones who have time and time again, now after 11 votes, been unwilling to work with the GOP.
Okay. Ooh, we speechless, huh? Speechless. With the receipts. Oh boy.
Really thanking the professionals, the air traffic controllers, the folks at the TSA, also the FAA, the people in management. They're working hard. They are keeping the skies safe. They've minimized delays. Fewer than 2% of flights have been delayed so far because of the air traffic control shortage. So they've done a great job. But it's putting stress on people. It's not fair to those people. It's also putting stress on the economy. You know, the first couple of weeks this had no impact on the economy, but as every day goes by, the impacts start to grow. And airlines are a pretty good real-time indicator of the economy, and we start to see, still minor, but steep booking impact, and you see that happening in the economy. We put the whole economy at risk. And so it's been 30 days, and while I don't have a position on which partisan side and how things should be settled with healthcare, it has been 30 days. I also think it is time to pass a clean CR, use that as the opportunity to get into a room behind closed doors and negotiate hard on the real and substantive issues that the American people want our politicians on both sides of the aisle to solve. But let's get a clean CR and get that negotiation done behind closed doors without the pressure and without putting the American workers and the American economy at risk.
Here, great. Okay, guys.
The biggest way to ensure the safety, security, and reliability of our national air traffic control system is to pass a clean continuing resolution.
We are concerned that when our brothers and sisters in TSA and air traffic control are not receiving paychecks, that they're distracted and that they erode on the margin of safety that we rely on to go out and operate our aircraft and do our job safely as well.
Every day that they go to work, they have not only the weight of one of the most high consequence jobs in the entire world, now they're feeling, how do I pay for my gas? How do I put food on the table?
No one should have to work without being paid. Congress owes it to the American people to get this thing done, get a clean CR done, and get the government back open.
Everyone knows, the Vice President, Congress, is that this shutdown needs to end now.
It has to happen now. These guys need to convene, say yes to that clean CR, get this thing back on track, and again, restore that confidence in the American public as we go into these very busy holiday seasons.